Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome to day 2 and episode 3 of At Home with the Davenports. And we join them, Chris and Lydia, just where we left them off. Them both in bed asleep. This is not the most exciting part of The Sims. Again, I've already complained in previous episodes about things in The Sims that I find pointless and boring and dull. And I've seen other people have a similar opinion to me. Sort of the most fun part of The Sims is making the Sims and putting them in the house and rebuilding the house. Apart from that, it's sort of just it can be tedious unless you make it exciting, and especially when they're in bed and there's just nothing happening. It's very, very tedious. But Chris has finally woken from his slumber, and he's got a job that he needs to be going to very, very soon. So I think his carpool arrives at 7, and it's currently 6:37, I think. Again, I can't read, my screen's a bit fuzzy. But yeah, he's got hardly any time at all to get showered, and he also needs to go to the toilet, and he also needs to eat. So he's going to be hungry and having to tie a knot in it throughout the first half of the day at least, because he hasn't got enough time. And I suppose that's bad planning on my part. I should have realised really the day before what time he needed to go to bed so that he was refreshed enough to get food and go to the toilet before he goes to work, because a good mood normally leads to a promotion at work. He's also not very happy about the quality of the shower, which is another problem that needs to be addressed. But yeah, he's off to work now. He's gone. Lydia, on the other hand, is still asleep. She will wake up from her slumber very shortly, and I've set her to continue painting. But I might change that because I saw that her needs, some of them were empty as well. I think bladder was empty on that one as well, and hygiene and also food. They get hungry very quickly, the Sims. I don't know what they do. They must have really very fast metabolisms, because they eat and then they just want to eat again. And hunger's always the one where if it gets very, very low, it can cause fatality. So you want to keep your Sims fed, which is annoying because they have to prepare the food, and if you set another action whilst they're preparing food, they forget about it in the oven and you end up burning your house down. So again, getting food and eating food is one of the tedious parts I find in this game. But at least at the moment anyway, we've still got leftover hot dogs, which I'm not sure if you did notice it in the last episode when they were eating the hot dogs. There was a lot of coughing and choking going on, so I don't think Lydia did the best job with them, but you learn. Sims get better, the cooking level will increase, and the range of dishes she can do will increase, and the quality of dishes will increase as well. So again, day 1, I wasn't expecting miracles. There you go, coughing. She doesn't like her own hot dogs either. I feel sorry for Chris. It's meant to be his favourite food, hot dogs, and he was choking on them. And because Lydia is a neat freak, she enjoys washing things up, I suppose, if you can say that that's an enjoyment. She needs to wash things up, so she keeps the house nice and tidy. It's almost like a self-sustainment at that point. She brings the money in, and she also keeps the house tidy. Just checking up on Chris. He's obviously still hard at work, and he's starving hungry, but I think they do get a lunch break on, well, in any career that passes over the lunch break. I think they do get food. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, again, we're waiting for a sim to complete an action, and I suppose this is why you want a big household, because if you've only got one person in the house and they're in the middle of something that can take up to, like 1 game hour, you are just sitting there counting down the seconds before they actually do something interesting again. There we go. She's dressed, and now she can carry on painting. Except she needs the toilet. Really frustrating. Again, I know sometimes the game can be automated, but I wish there was a little bit more of that, of if you set a sim in action like painting or playing on the computer or reading a book or something like that, but they have a need that needs to be met, like hunger or hygiene or bladder, that it actually prioritizes that first, so it would move the action round. I know that if your sim does get really hungry or really tired, an icon does appear in the top corner, but it tends to appear at the end of the list and not at the start. So it would be more beneficial really if the icon moved towards the start of the list, so that it will get done first. So you don't then have a sim who's desperate to go to the toilet, but you want them to do painting. That's the point I'm trying to make, basically. But she's been to the toilet now, so she can carry on painting. And you know, I've seen 5-year-olds do better drawings and paintings than that little stick man. But I suppose in the world of modern art, anything sells these days. So she will persevere. She'll get some money in for the house, because you can see I like to have at least 1,000 sims just in case. It's always there for maintenance reasons, or if they're hungry and need food, or if the maid comes around, or if there's a piece of furniture or something that they desperately need. It's always handy just to have that on standby, so you can just quickly shell out some money and keep the house going, basically. Because if there's an urgent thing that's required that needs money and you haven't got the money, it might end up affecting the progression of your Sims' lives. So yeah, again, we're stuck in limbo of waiting for Lydia to complete an action because Chris is at work. He wants to get a promotion though, so add that straight to the tree, because you know his lifetime wish is to become CEO. So if he's getting promoted on day 1 of his job, that's really good. Even if he gets promoted on day 2 of his job, that's also really good. So yeah, he'll end up earning more money. Plus, you get the bonus for the promotion. So yeah, we might end up going over 1,000 sims through that way. And talking about needing money for an emergency, the shower is crap. So I did a quick bit of maths and realised that if I sold this shower, I could afford the next one up, and that's what we've gone for. So we've now got a nice, sparkly new shower. And you know, I've said before about home improvement, and you know, it gives me something to do in the game. So as the Sims get more and more money, so as Chris gets more promotions, and as Lydia's paintings become more and more expensive, rebuild the house, remodel the house, redecorate the house, refurnish the house. They're the 4 that I'd like to focus on. Maybe doing something with the grounds as well, like putting a garden in, or a swimming pool, or you know, like a garage for a car, or a personal gym, something like that. Or anything like that, really, that it just makes the house look better. I've watched a few videos recently of how to build really nice houses on The Sims, and I've become inspired by them. So I'll be looking to do some ideas of my own, which hopefully you guys will enjoy looking at. What am I selling now? I think I was looking for a coffee maker. Yeah, I think it's because the energy levels were so low, and I think it's Chris's levels were really low. I was looking for something other than sleep that could get energy back, and I remember on the original Sims, you used to be able to get shots of espresso, which, even if it was only for a short time, it gave you an energy boost. So yeah, I was looking for something like that, just to, so they don't have to end up going to bed all the time, because you can see there, Chris is absolutely shattered. I know I set him to power work. That was mainly to try and get him a promotion, or at least put him in good stead with his boss on day 1. And you can see it's really taken his toll. He's completely out of it. But I don't want him to go to bed just yet, because it is only 2 in the afternoon. So I'd rather he stayed awake and did a few more things that were beneficial to the household before he goes to bed. He's currently on his bicycle. There you go. For the first time today, since he went to work, we get to see Chris. And we're not all on Lydia. Yeah, I'm thinking of what he can do once he gets home, if there's anything else he can do to earn money, or just to keep busy in general. Obviously he likes playing chess by the looks of it, because he's been doing it on his own as well. He also likes playing on the computer, and he's a computer whiz, so there's things he can do like hacking or overclocking the computer. Just little things like that, but anything of that type that he can actually earn money from, just to keep more money coming into the house. Means I can spend more money on nice things to keep the Sims happy, because they like new things. I've said this before in the first episode about favourite colours. Obviously, if there is an engine built into the game that allows like your Sims to be affected by things of their favourite colour, I'd like to refurnish the house using their favourite colours of blue and red, which you guys might have noticed are also my channel colours. So that's quite a coincidence, would you say? I'd say no, but yeah. Refurnish the house in those colours, in a tasteful way, so it doesn't look garish, obviously. yeah, it gives me things to do as well, so I don't become tired of this series, and it also, you know, for viewers' interest as well. It gives us things to do. And obviously with the audience interaction, if any of you guys want me to do anything particular with The Sims, within reason of course, like I'm not going to get them to die or anything like that, feel free to drop a comment in the box, and in the next few videos I'll be looking to take up what people suggest. In the meantime, we have Christopher. What is he doing? Ah, he's getting a book, because he likes reading. But as he starts to read, his phone rings. Phones on The Sims, they're handy in that you can talk to other Sims, and you can order pizza, and you can get maid and things like that. But cell phones in particular, they always ring at bad times. So you can see there, Chris was about to sit down and read a book, his phone rings. You might have seen in the previous episode, they were about to go to sleep, Chris's phone rings. Chris tends to be very popular when he's busy. I don't think Lydia's phone has rung at all since we started, but I'm sure that one will start ringing soon as well. And it will be when she's about to start a painting or about to cook a meal or something like that. Whatever it's doing that takes a lot of time, her phone will ring, or his phone will ring, or just her phone will ring. And it's frustrating isn't the word. Bad timing is what I put it down to, and I'm sure there's a feature that's in the game about it. So yeah, I'd like, you know, The Sims 4 is coming soon, and I'd like it if they sort of worked on these things a little bit about times of phone calls and things like that, and maybe the priorities on actions depending on what mood your Sim's in. Maybe a bit more automation in what your Sims do and don't do. I haven't really seen much about The Sims 4 actually. I might start doing some research for it. So if anyone can tell me what they've actually announced that's going to be different in The Sims, you know, feel free to let me know. Chris is not happy. He really wants to go to bed, and sure enough now he is going to bed. It's more of a reasonable time for him to be going to bed now, sort of early evening-ish. Just means that you know, he gets fresh sleep, and he's up early enough in the morning so that he can get ready, have food, have a shower, go to the toilet, whatever it is he needs to do before work, because you want him to go to work in a good mood so you can get his promotion. So yeah, Chris is snoozing. We'll go check out what Lydia's doing in a second. Yeah, you know, at the moment, because she's still painting, there's not really much point in worrying too much about what she's doing and what she needs and doesn't need, because she seems quite happy just getting on with her painting. She's having fun doing it. She's earning money for the house whilst doing it. You see I've got a few things queued up there afterwards. She'll have a shower, she'll go to the toilet, and then she'll go to bed. And there's not much else really to dwell on for Lydia, apart from just watching her paint. I think I've done book writing before on The Sims, which it's a lengthy process, but you do get money from it, and you get royalties, so it's like a steady income. And you know, you can become an athlete, and you think you get money for personal appearances once you make it to the top level, and you do things like sign autographs. And I'm guessing music is the same thing. You sort of slowly work your way up, and then once you get to the top, you might get royalties for your songs being played and things like that. Artists and painting, I think, is the quickest way of making money from a hobby. Obviously, I've got ambitions as well, and there's inventing, which can also get you money if you sell a good invention. But then there's also accidents, and I've had one case before where something to do with whatever my sim was inventing blew up and it actually killed him, which is not very good. I've never heard a story of a paintbrush blowing up and killing anyone, so I decided artist is the best way of making money without actually having to go out and have a job and earn money that way, because it's quick. You know, Lydia can do 2 paintings possibly in the time that Chris is at work, so she can almost earn his wage twice over before he gets back home. It means you don't have to go up through levels as such. You can earn money from your first painting, whether you're on level 1 or level 12. I don't think there is a level 12, but you get the idea. Yeah, it's just a quicker way of making money than getting a job. See, we're coming towards the end of the day now. last thing I want Lydia to do before bed is sell her painting to get the money into the house. Because you can see I spent a lot of money on the new shower and a couple of other changes that I've made throughout this episode. So obviously she's got to wash her hands because she's got the neat trait. And in a second we'll see her sell the painting and then she'll go to bed. Let's see how much this one's worth. It did say just now, but I clearly wasn't paying attention. 116 simoleons. Simoleons. I think they're simoleons. But yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. We'll catch up with the Davenports in the next episode. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I will see you soon.